What I have here today is a Briggs & Stratton powered lawnmower with the carburetor leaking fuel. I went and did some work on it, and it was running for a while, and now it's leaking fuel, and it was pretty gummed up. So I went and I purchased a new aftermarket carburetor, and I'm going to replace that today. First thing you want to do is disconnect your spark plug and make sure that's out of the way. I already clamped the fuel line off because it was dripping fuel all over. What happens also is all your fuel drains out and then goes into the crankcase, so you'd want to check your oil because many a times it's over full and contaminated with fuel, and you'll need to change your oil as well. Next, what we'll do is remove the air filter. And there are 3 bolts that we're going to remove here. They are 5/16. With those 3 bolts removed, this top thing will come off here. There is a little breather for the oil that's off to the back. You can just leave that there. And what we're going to do now is remove these 2 bolts holding the carburetor on there. And make sure your fuel line is pinched off. Next, what we're going to want to do is remove our fuel line from the carburetor there, and just put a pliers on there, pull the clamp back, and then wiggle it back and forth, and the fuel line will come out. Now we'll disconnect the throttle linkage. You just take and tilt it, and that'll come out of that hole there. Okay, on the engine here there is a O-ring that's on there. If it's in good shape, you can reuse it. This one came with a new one here in the kit, but this one looks okay. And we'll go ahead, take our carburetor here, our new one, hook up our throttle linkage here into that little Z fitting, and now we can bolt that on there. Next, we'll attach our fuel line. And put our clamp over the end. At this point, we can take our locking pliers off of our fuel line there, and then we can make sure there's no leaks here before we do any more assembly. Everything looks good on the carburetor, no leaks. Next thing what we want to do is replace this gasket on the back of your air box here, and this will help ensure that your primer works properly. If you reuse your old gasket, sometimes your primer doesn't work very good and it'll be hard starting. Okay, on the back of our air box we have this little hose fitting here, and we'll make sure our little rubber breather hose is in that, and we'll go and put our 3 bolts in the front. Now with those 3 bolts tightened up, what you want to do is you'll have to look at an angle, look in here, and hit your primer, see if there's fuel coming up in there. If not, you'll have to take that gasket on the back there, make sure it's not damaged. And sometimes you need to put 2 of them in there because this plastic piece here sometimes warps a little bit and it's not getting a good seal. Next we'll replace our air filter here. And reconnect our spark plug. Okay. Time it several times.